Good afternoon, Alex. Lafayette police have confirmed that one person has been shot. Now, I'm going to give you an idea of what the scene looks like here. We're at the intersection of Washington and Weaver Street. There is an armed suspect in a home off Railroad Street. What an exciting time here for the Central Catholic boys baseball team. Not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 state championships. Good news if you haven't gotten out this winter to make those snowmen to go sledding. You still have some time, but bad news, road conditions if you're leaving this morning. Pretty slick out there. Joining me now is Sergeant Andy Cree with the Sheriff's Office. Tell me what you guys are expecting for the rest of the morning. Some of the hardest hit areas were in Fountain and Warren counties, where I'm literally waist deep in snow right now. Dozens of homes classified as condemned, while Logansport fire officials say they're not only eyesores, but a hazard to the entire community. Kids were showing up here at 4:30 in the morning getting their animals ready for today's big show. Joining us is a special friend, Gal Wood, this afternoon. Gal, first of all, thank you so much for your service. Tell us what it's like so far. It appears that they are still interviewing several people, several witnesses here at the scene. This is your second year showing. Are you hopeful for today's big event? We all know it's the hottest week yet this summer. Still 16 families here in Templeton without running water. Tonight, the state digging into the bottom of what caused these wells to dry up.
News 18's Krista Henery is spending the day with the veterans and joins us live from our nation's capital with more. Good afternoon, Krista.
Hey, Jeff and Gina, it's been a wonderful day here in Washington, D.C. We just arrived here at the airport a few minutes ago. All the veterans, they beat me to it. They're getting in line to board our aircraft here in a few minutes. But I want to share the story of a brother and sister. They both served in World War II, and they were both on today's honor flight. They say they couldn't be more thankful for today's opportunity.
There. Ooh, look at that.
Most days you can find Mary and Robert Hahn enjoying each other's company.
And we enjoy pretty much the same things. We like to play games, card games, board games. We're both competitive, very competitive. Come on, I need you. That's the way.
They often spend their time together reminiscing about old memories while making new ones.
Come on, baby. Look at that. Did you see that?
Yeah. The special bond between this brother and sister is evident. Tell me about your sister here and your relationship and friendship that you guys have had.
Big sister. Well, I think how close we were.
And while they've always shared that special bond, they say perhaps something that unites them is their love for their country. They both served in the Navy during World War II. Mary graduated from Lafayette Jeff in 1942 and then went on to serve as a yeoman.
Our duty really was to relieve a man to go overseas by taking a job that a man would have had, and that really is what we did.
I joined and was taken in Guam, in the Philippines. Spent a lot of the naval time just cruising around because this was after the war was over, but no truce had been officially signed yet.
Robert says although he has many memories from his time at sea, he'll never forget a conversation he had with his captain during an inspection.
He said, "You're a good-looking sailor." He said, "The way you stand, the way you look at me." And he said, "I got to commend you, and this will go on your records." And walked on down talking. He didn't talk to anybody else.
And while the two say they're blessed beyond all measure to still be around to share these memories, their hearts are heavy for those who never made it home.
I think of all the people, men that died, so we can have our freedom here. It just hits home to me.
They look at you, you look at them, and then it's over within seconds.
It's a train conductor's worst nightmare. Seeing a car in their path and not being able to do anything about it.
We don't have control over being able to stop or swerve. It's going to take us approximately a mile to stop. It's kind of like a car driving over a soda can. It smashes that soda can, and that's pretty much what the train does with the car.
The conductor we talked to for this story asked to remain anonymous because of pending litigation. He's been involved in 4 fatal crashes. He says all of them were unavoidable.
The first one, the kid slid on ice and went right in front of us. And then the second one, she looked like she was going to stop and just kept rolling. The third one, he ran behind the train that cleared, and then we were coming on the other main. It eats at you because you feel you're kind of the last person that saw that individual before the accident.
According to the Indiana Department of Transportation, there are nearly 8,000 railroad crossings in Indiana. Nearly 6,000 of those crossings intersect with public roads. The rest are considered private crossings and are located on private properties like farm fields. According to the Federal Railroad Administration, Tippecanoe County alone has 170 crossings. In the past 10 years, more than 60 accidents have occurred on the tracks in Tippecanoe County. Of the nearly 6,000 public crossings in the state, 30% have flashing lights and gates. About 23% have flashing lights only. The remaining 48% have stop signs plus crossbucks only, or just a simple sign. But who decides which safety feature goes at which crossing? According to Debbie Calder at INDOT, she says they evaluate the crossings every year and then make those decisions based off certain characteristics.
The amount of vehicle and train traffic at that crossing, the speed of the trains and the speed of the traffic, the crash history at that location.
Calder says they then make upgrades with federal funds through the Highway Rail Crossings Program, commonly known as Section 130. About $7 million is distributed to upgrade 20 to 25 crossings every year in the state.
That goes to upgrade the most hazardous public highway crossings, which are identified with federal highway assistance.
Once upgrades are made, Calder says railroad companies assume responsibility for maintaining the tracks. But even with safety precautions in place, the conductor we spoke to says he often sees people in a hurry and disregard the measures altogether.
I think it's the day and age where we're all worried about where we're going and how fast we got to get there.
Take a look at this video taken in Tippecanoe County that a viewer sent us. The crossbucks are down and lights are flashing, yet 12 cars go through this intersection. According to Indiana law, drivers are required to remain stopped until the train passes. In instances like this, where we were told there was a malfunction, the law still requires drivers to find a different route or remain stopped until they're directed by emergency personnel.
Take your time, because it's 2 minutes or your life, or it's not going to be a life at all.